Oh shit, what have I done? Man, I can't believe people watch this shit.
What have you done?
Display capture. Oh, look, there it is. Oh, no! No, you didn't see the guide. It's not there. The guide is not there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ace Attorney and voice acting shenanigans with my good friendos.
Hey!
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 E is the first letter of the alphabet.
B!
Stands for pussy.
Be a dream.
All I feel is eternal pain and suffering.
Have a hug, Edgeworth.
No.
Have a bump, Edgeworth.
I don't know what that is.
Are you sure? You showed me how to have a bump last time.
I'm gonna reiterate. I do not know what this means.
Officially, I do not know what that is. Ooh.
Typing.
I think you can just click off of the thing, and it shouldn't type, hopefully. I don't know.
I see. Makes sense.
What?
Okay. I'll post it in the pen
Just
stick.
educating the Edgeworth.
I understand now.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start the game now. I think I remember where we're up to, but also I can't remember, so we're just gonna go in blind.
I think we're up to the second investigation.
Yay, we're blind!
No, we're up to the trial.
Oh no, that's right. Second trial. We're up to the
We
second
just
trial.
finished the second investigation. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ha, ha. Ooh.
February 24th, 9:41 a.m. Oh wait, yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of talking. You can do this.
Okay. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all... Shit. Wizard, can you voice Lana, please?
Okay, I'm just gonna have to bring up a new voice. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time,
Perfect.
and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
I hope they didn't hold you for too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how'd it go?
It says Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana! Don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Sky,
Mm,
we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Bunga.
February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 999999999.
Damn it, broke again.
Rebooting.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Alana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is...
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But That's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things.
It's me.
Like Phoenix. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
Emma, stop writing fan fiction.
Emma ships it, okay?
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
A suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Rebel. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Let's put the fan fiction away.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir.
Way to rat on yourself.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir.
Actually, what would, like...
Sir, I'm what you would call part of your younger generation, sir. A person whose action adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me, sir!
Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir.
shut the fuck up. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order.
Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
What is this trying to say?
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So, the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do unto others before you do unto you. That's what the Meekins family motto, sir.
Do it to yourself before you do it to yourself!
I fucked up.
Fuck around and find out!
I see, then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Good, didn't do good enough, though. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. Infro? Afro? Afro? Ugh. Mr. Meekins, you work in General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now that's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief detective, sir. It was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for that day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is. I found it. This is the one right here.
Would you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
I see. Huh? But the number 498596 is shown as being used twice.
Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man in the security screen.
Data added to the ID card record. So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looks as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Like, oh my god.
That's what I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you said you did it?
I know I don't look the type. I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
Like a man!
I, see. You must have been desperate.
The next thing I know, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yes?
he punched me right in my face, sir.
That's rude.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right.
Oh, according to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
Looks like you need to wake up yourself, Edgeworth.
Shut up.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned her to the entrance before things got out of hand. Got her arrest fast.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief?
Delivered it?
What is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. And was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me.
Video of a real murder. So what are we getting ourselves into?
This is some spooky shit, hey.
Welcome to Spooky Month, motherfuckers!
I see. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Oh my god, 3D.
5 Nights at the evidence locker. Of course.
I'm surprised MatPat hasn't made a theory video on this yet.
But that's just a theory. A game theory.
Thanks
Oh, it's
for
me.
watching.
In 3D.
This is like the worst security footage ever, hey.
So
Right.
dumb.
It's
Why
so
is it
bad.
waist height?
Oh.
Why is it swiveling? Why not just put it in the top corner?
This is the
Because-
police department.
Yeah, how would we get the plot?
Yeah, we don't do things efficiently here.
Oh shit, he did.
He disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh, it's me again.
Meekins died. This is Meekins' evil twin that's testifying currently.
It's testifying from beyond the grave.
Meekins just fucking disappears in front of
I'm
us.
still just as fucking anxious!
This does nothing for my anxiety!
This does nothing for Edward's blood pressure.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
How indeed, Udgay.
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
That's a line.
Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. Your boyfriend is Blue Badger.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Security video added to the court record.
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place.
We fucked.
Instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
Mystery man.
His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife?
Sir, if you must label people as been seen or not seen, the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter.
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
Or to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see?
Oh God, he's like me in real life.
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it.
It may very well come to that, Officer Meekins. Sorry. Became Edgeworth there. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as being seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing, or...
Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please, Now please, be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claimed the man who brandished the knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
I mean...
Hold it! Shut the fuck up! No. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. The only responsive registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the lockers locked, then the lockers must be locked with a lock.
No way!
Lucky that.
Oh, well.
If a man
And a woman
and a woman
love each other very much.
They open lockers together.
They say open sesame after 9 p.m. Wow, thanks, Judge.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
His boyfriend.
Hey, that's me.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprints.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, that sounds like a job for you.
Oh, gee willikers, Emma.
Press tab. Open the court record.
Is there a problem with the security video?
There's a big problem.
There's a big...
Guys, there's a big problem. Oh my gosh, regarding the video contained on this tape. There's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
Holy shit! This video contains such a contradiction?
Actually, I'm just bluffing.
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out. Always getting me to do his dirty work.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence.
Lucky you don't mind getting dirty for Edgeworth.
God.
Yes, naughty boy.
Getting your fingers dirty.
Objection.
I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
Sorry, Bromy, I just like zoomed ahead there.
Fucking going forward without me?
I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright! It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
What if I point out the wrong thing?
Then you're fucked, mate.
What if you point out the left
Please don't
thing?
play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video because I look like a fucking idiot all the time.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates something blah 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 blah?
Blah, 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 blah. Yin, yin.
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Thank you for the follow, Jealous Cake. Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir. Do you mean me, sir?
No, I mean a different Officer Meekins. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match.
Hey, Bo.
Okay.
The light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. This fucking badger is in my way.
It gazes into my soul. It sees the sins I have committed.
It's badgering me.
Mhm.
It's just those black eyes staring into your soul. It knows exactly what you did.
Oh, when the
knows that
victim
dumb.
reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier. Let's not. Can we just, like, go there quickly, please?
You can fast forward, can't you?
No, I can't on this bit. Stop looking at me! Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Just like me, bro. Oh,
Absolutely lit.
What?
precisely my... Dude, Officer Meekins looks like the kind of person who needs a cone, hey?
Someone went into the evidence room at 4:20 p.m. Just
I
saying.
smoked too much weed and now I have anxiety.
Wait. Where is it? Oh, shit. 420! Look at that! Sorry.
420!
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Chicken noise.
Order! Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut.
God, I wish
Tried.
everyone in the world would follow that.
Sage advice.
Yep.
So then, Mr. Wright, do you
Very
have
good.
an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Because a lock only locks chucks would chuck me, Your Honor?
Sounds confusing.
Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Mr. Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Maybe something like jammed the system's sensor.
Something jammed the sensor? Say,
A piece of tape.
there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Pizza. Yeah, I thought so too. Didn't have enough pizza in it. There's
No.
there's got to be another clue somewhere in the footage.
Didn't have enough 420! Blaze
Yeah,
it!
we need to see this video from like 20 minutes before when someone was ripping mad cones in there.
Video right now was ripping mad currents.
You just see Officer Marshall and he's got his cacti there. He's like, partner.
Yeah, he's
this-
definitely the stoner. That's why he
Yeah.
needed a steak the other day.
Yeah,
He had the
that-
munchies too.
He had the munchies, man.
He was-
That's
he
why
was
he's
drinking
friends
the
with the
cactus
lunch
juice.
lady.
Just gumshoe in there with a goon bag.
Very
See?
well. Get the pizza and the cones. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause of such atrocities.
I'm glad you caught that before. It just was like, okay, you know what? Oh, look, it's even creepier and fast. Oh! What's this?
A glove.
Oh my god,
Like a
Michael
glove.
Jackson's been here.
Please watch closely. This is the contradiction of the part I continuation! Shit! No! This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
Cringe!
This is the contradiction. Oh,
Cab.
lawyer, Western our hearts forever.
I wanna be a cowboy, baby.
I want to stop looking at this
I'm
creepy
so
up.
glad. Yeah, I'm so glad we get to watch it again.
What's this?
I'm scared.
Non-bread desk car.
Ah, Naruhodo, Des. Something white fell out of the locker. Is
You
it
know-
cocaine?
You know Phoenix's Japanese name is literally Naruhodo.
That's why I said that.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances.
You can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. Sorry, I knew you were telling a great story, but we gotta move this on.
What do you mean?
I was so invested.
The sensor triggered the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Yes.
Like a penis.
Inserted. Ooh.
Ha.
Hardy, hardy, ha. Oh.
Oh yeah, we're playing the same thing again.
It's even creepier without the music.
Oh god, he's all
7
spasming.
days. 7 days.
7 days.
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene...
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I've finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence?
Autoerotic asphyxiation. Ah.
What?
Chat.
I'm funny.
That you are.
I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that the visit in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir? It would appear so, sir.
Doing it again.
Keep skipping a bunch of stuff.
Order! Stop fucking choking yourself, you dickhead!
We are to believe
Fucking
in this...
degenerate.
Oh shit. This is not me.
So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Don't be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record. I see.
Egg!
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
I have a problem, Your Honor.
It's white powder, Your Honor.
Fuck yes. And the ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
I'm going to be very cross during this examination. Mystery
Oh.
Man 2. Whoa! No, go back. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my head wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give you the V for victory sign, sir.
Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
He has to hold his megaphone, Emma.
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, no one knows. One never knows what he might say until the very last second.
That's what I'm worried about, honestly. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here, sir. I won't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you? Keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card something something.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman.
Hmm? What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
So it is, Your Honor.
I was also smoking cones.
Yes.
Another
Now
prosecutor.
Maybe he's behind all this being a prosecutor.
Mommy, is that Vanderbilt a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid.
It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Everyone's ganging up on him.
What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough and I want my share.
Can't you see?
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife, let alone pull one on someone.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we've got.
Alrighty then, I guess.
Show him what you got.
I like what you got.
Show us what you got.
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
Well, too bad. I had the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office.
Nick.
egg.
Did Supe die?
Sorry, one sec.
Man down.
Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. We'll do a break.
Look at this photograph!
It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Also, one of our blinds fell down, sorry.
Oh.
Oh.
It's all good, I'll fix it later.
A blind fell down? I mean, a lost item report? It's only half completed.
I'm being meta, Judge, just relax. It
Ah,
shows
the
that Detective
metaverse.
Good... Shut up, Edgeworth! Oh my god!
Nobody wants to buy your fucking Edgeworth NFTs.
I will make millions.
Gumshoe would.
It's really good, right? It's just
Look
got
at
to
this
put in a
bored
bit
ape.
of money. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense.
Gah.
Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the lock. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That's... Well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Yes, I appear to have come down with a case of allergies.
Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
I could point it in your butt. This isn't going to end well.
Well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky. The defendant. The evidence is compelling.
No.
A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the offender used the murder weapon. Get wrecked.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It's all a trap from the beginning.
Activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Why'd you have to get my sister in such trouble?
I have a thing for getting sisters in trouble.
A game theory.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright?
I was talking to the judge, not you.
Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. Security video did not show the actual murder. Please just speed it up. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting!
Have you had your own health plus today?
Good God.
Colon health is body health.
You want to poop regularly?
Wait, where are you going? However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Bloody handprint. Specifically, the large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stands.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, is it Walker, Texas Ranger?
Close enough. Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name
No.
before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name?
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
I want to present Dilf Gant.
Oh yeah!
Be a cowboy, baby.
Got my horses in the back.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, there he is. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witnesses
Subpoenaed.
Well, he's lassoed and rounded up. Yeehaw!
We got our best rangers.
subpoenaed.
Did you fucking say subpoenaed?
I just say subpoenaed.
My God.
Sapopo nade.
It's
It is subpoenaed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Subpoenaed. I just tripped up. That's all.
It's gonna lasso him, round up that little doggy.
It's ungay all over again.
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? I set up Wright eventually.
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh boy, recess!
Recess. School's out.
February 24, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
There's no... Sorry. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured out everything.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything. You always know everything. Why don't you just fucking tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection, bitch.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
You were.
Not at all.
Pal.
Probably
Hey,
a good
pal.
thing.
Oh, guess I am. Back later.
He looks so sad.
Like a bull in a china shop.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
I've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you called me here? I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, detective.
You better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh, you mean this right?
My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
Never in a million years would I thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in the case.
Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky.
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh what? Now that I brought you all your stuff, you just gotta ignore me?
Yep.
Emma? But why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that...
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
The Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. No.
Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? Just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Gum should write some stuff out
Jake?
of the plot.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence.
Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
Better take a good look at this file.
I love that it's like as big as like 4 Harry Potter books stacked on top of each other, and he's got like 10 minutes to read it all.
I guess guess lawyers just have to be good at reading. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break while I go fix the blinds.
Go fix your shit.
Be built.
Bathroom time. BRB.
I
Bathroom
can't
time.
believe you
Chat
would
amongst
visit
yourselves.
his house and then just destroy his property, Sammy.
I know. I mean, like, fucking, he let me in here. He knew what he was getting into when he let me in.
God.
I think this calls for a tea.
I could do
Ew.
for some water too.
You know what? I'm going to make some dumplings.
Enjoy your dumplings.
I'd ask if anyone wants any, but I'm not offering.
I want dumplings.
Too bad. Oh man, I really need to find the motivation to actually draw something. I have literally everything set up. I just have to, do it.
That's right. I was going to send you a screenshot of my setup for you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will get to
actually,
that at some point.
I forgot about that too. Don't worry.
I'll
Show
just
me
open
your
up Krita real
secrets.
quick.
Reveal to me your ancient techniques.
These are techniques that I've only learned this year.
Perfect.
Oh no, it looks weird. Oh no. Okay, hang on a second. I have to.
Oh wow.
I have it set up so my tablet acts like a second screen. So I have like a bunch of the like the advanced color selector and the layers tab and stuff separate on the main screen.
Right.
So I'm just trying to, because I don't have my second screen plugged in, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I think I have one too few HDMI cords to have my tablet and my actual TV displayed at the same time. Unfortunately.
Can I separate the tools from the brushes? No. Fuck. Okay. Okay, print screen. This is a very minor setup that I've just sent you. Yeah, it's basically all that I need. And I did right clicked so you could see what ones were ticked, so it'd be easier for you.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, thank you. I appreciate this.
No worries.
Okay.
Homies helping homies.
Yeah, for shizzle. Awesome. Yeah, no, I have things that I want to draw. I just need to actually draw them.
I still need to draw emu soup.
Emu soup? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I have many memes related to a D&D campaign that I'm playing in that I wish to doodle.
Fair enough. If it weren't for the fact that it would put the Discord app in the background, I'd be drawing right now.
Yeah.
Also, I also did put my inner health plus buddy in the animal chat, pets chat,
Oh.
sorry.
I didn't know. So I'll have to check that out. Baby shark. I have so many fucking plushies now, and they're all giant.
Oh, it's perfect.
I have I have 3 sharks, a seal. No, I have 4 sharks now. Yeah, 4 sharks, a seal, a whale, and a dolphin.
I think you need more seals to
You're right.
balance it out.
It'll really seal the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
My name's Markiplier,
You talking shit?
and I'm starting an OnlyFans.
Ah,
That's that. What that's that?
Can't believe you'd use a Will Smith meme. That's cringe. Use a Will Smith meme that isn't him punching Chris Rock. Cringe.
I think I saw it I think my favorite edit of that. It was like Attack on Titan. It was
Yeah.
It was Eren Yeager talking into Will Smith's ear. Like, you just gonna let him do that? And he's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And then Chris Rock just says, and just keeps repeating his wife's name over and over again. And then he turns into a Titan. I'll have to
That's
find
too
it.
funny.
It's fucking funny. It's really well done too.
no, let me put the image on properly.
Holy shit, I need to vacuum. My god.
I know that feeling.
Are you saying that you need some suck?
Yeah, excuse your offering.
Suck vroom vroom.
Here, give me the glug glug 9000.
Give me the glug glug 9000.
I need to suck all over my house, hey.
In every room. All across the walls.
I broke myself with my own
All
joke.
around the world. All around the world.
Around the world, around the world.
Have you ever felt like
Strange things happen
Are you going
when you're
around
going around the twist. Oh my god, there's a chunky Kingdom Elephant seal plush.
A what?
I'm finding seal plushes for Fluffy, so he can balance out the sharks with seals.
Did you say chunky though?
Chunky Kingdom Elephant snail.
Oh.
Seal.
You said chunky.
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 My elephant is chunky.
Boris.
I just said a whole ass link.
Do it.
As long as you didn't say a whole ass Zelda.
A whole ass.
A whole ass Tom Holland Zelda.
Sorry, I just saw your fucking plushie.
Oh, yeah,
the
hell
curse text.
was. What the fuck?
The curse text makes that perfect.
I've been wanting to do that for fucking a month now.
What is with those eyes? That's so creepy.
It's
That
sitting
is
on top of
allowed.
my computer right now.
That's gorgeous.
Those are eyes that have seen.
Thank you, Bromy. Huh?
Those eyes
No.
have seen all you have done and all
Ah.
that you have yet to do.
Bromy
It's
brought
almost
me
like-
tea. Yay.
How wonderful.
What a bro. Me.
Bromai.
Bromai. The Frenchiest fry.
What's
Bro,
the
my-
plural for bromy?
Bromai.
Bromai?
Bromentus.
Bromies?
Bromai.
Bromata?
I
Trying
believe
to
it's
figure out what
called.
the
A
plural
bro
of
breast.
bromy is.
I know that a herd of bromies is called a weeb.
I don't think he heard you.
How dare? No, I heard.
Just wasn't justifying it with a response.
Alright. Oh, I gotta prepare for this because I gotta do Phoenix and Marshall now. Oh.
Get him, partner!
Alright. Alright, Bambina.
Bambina.
Bambino.
Y'all ready like a wind on the prairie?
I'm currently in my
Right.
kitchen. If Edgeworth lines come up, just let me know.
I'll just
With
say
a
the
shot
most.
egg.
I'll pull up a Wrightworth fan fiction and just read that instead.
Oh,
in
sick.
Edgeworth's voice.
Perfect.
Or I'll just start writing one.
And then I'll
Perfect.
read it out. It's perfect, yeah. Okay, here we go.
I'm so glad I get front row seats to watch this.
February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. 9999999.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Emma didn't come back.
Bye.
Fucking dipped.
Allow me to wrestle you in the mud, right? Oh yes, we'll get our little pixie
For like a
dusts
half
all-
second, I thought you were actually reading out the line. Shit, is it my line already? Fuck.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I
That shit
thought
is
there'd be
fair.
more time. I thought we'd have more time. Damn it.
Allow, allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Darn.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Hey, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed? Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know. You're a patrolman.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Jake
Howling
Marshall.
And then tumbleweed rolls across the screen.
Bambino.
Bambina. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me explain. Fuck. Let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner,
What do you mean?
a desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's best if we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old Japanese.
Rescadamaishidas. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchid. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
Pretty good voice.
Thank you.
Yes, nicely done.
Can't very good. Can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras in the ID card reader. Reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines or with following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Oh, to keep forever?
Oh boy.
You have to duel them now.
Hooey! How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved on the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even the time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape.
If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours.
Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Hey, you heard a word I said, partner? Told you that I ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado no lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime...
Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day.
There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that?
Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Have you seen him? You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. Couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible.
The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches could beat that parlor's Vongo's sepia pasta.
Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Not at all. Desperados eat tacos, partner.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
Strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west to the sunset.
One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everybody knows that. Apparently his superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Huh! Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness! What's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingers are at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints.
That's good. I've only used one of my do-overs.
Case dismissed.
Everybody go home.
Bloodstained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it.
Yeah, fuck him up.
Get him!
Get him!
Oh, I'll fuck him.
I love Up. It's a good movie.
Up is a good movie. Sad but good.
Up is a fucking good movie.
That's because
Supe,
you...
remember when we cried?
I do. That was a fun date. We literally went to see Up and we both cried.
Yep. Within the first 20 minutes.
I mean, it is Up, so...
It is Pixar.
What's up? That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. Must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Marshall's fingerprints updated in the court record. Ugh. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. Chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports.
There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It's found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Well, yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean... the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. You starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood
Look at this photograph.
in this desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. As long as my trail isn't there, you can't say otherwise.
This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Look at this videotape. Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Very well. Allow me to point at your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. In slow motion.
In 3D.
In 3D.
In 3D.
In surround sound. With audio commentary.
DVD director's commentary.
So we put the blue badger here because we really wanted to scare the fuck out of people for no reason.
Seems the animator worked on that for months.
You're accurate help us today.
We actually had Officer Meekins go into 2 weeks of training of jujitsu in order to perform the scene accurately.
Actually, we just happened to catch Officer Meekins going into this evidence room, and we wanted to see what would happen if we just totally pranked him with the knife-wielding assailant.
This was completely improvised. Officer Marshall just came up and tried to stab Meekins. We just happened to roll the camera.
We just kept rolling. It was great.
We just kept rolling with it. Yeah.
We trained Officer Meekins wrong as a joke.
He got punked.
They purposely trained him wrong as a joke. I fucking love that movie. Woo, what's this? Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Can you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in certain lockers shown in the video.
Now we get to watch it again! Yay!
Yeah.
Show it to us again, the whole thing.
That locker with the white cloth sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit, so we can see the Blue Badger's cold, dead gaze once again, because just haven't seen it enough!
Have you noticed his dance is like the same forwards and backwards? You know?
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order! Order! It would seem that...
Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? It doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. Not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade. You're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I'll call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Fingerprint sensor? Talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No!
Order! 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 Witness, explain yourself!
If this is a joke, this is the worst joke I've heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ole, please answer the question.
Is he now a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans on this photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. I can hear his voice even now.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card. Why not just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. You got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
This took me 20,000 years to grow, you motherfucker.
Hope.
I had to learn the sacred law texts.
I learned from the greatest shamans to exist.
He's a wizard, sir.
I'm a wizard.
Wizard Harry.
The Lord of the Barristers.
They said, Adger, you're a wizard. I said, what?
I'm a what?
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ah, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
Nick,
I said it just didn't get picked up the first time.
Oh, sorry.
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Hmm?
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? Me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Felix, try find the contradictions.
What's
tab to open the court
Try
record?
thinking outside the box.
I thought I saw a body tear.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put a cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape, 4 times slower, with interlacing and interpolation and hidden porn in the background. So you'll be banned on Twitch.
We will watch it thrice.
No.
The second time in heat vision, and the third time only listening to the audio splice.
And the 4th time with ultraviolet rays enabled.
Oh my god, please, can I just end my life right now?
When I close my eyes tonight, I'm gonna see the blue badger dancing.
You will all experience pain tonight.
I mean, I've had worse nightmares.
Oh, bro, really? I'm so sorry.
Do you wanna talk about it, mate?
No.
You may as well, we've got time.
I like to repress my memories, thank you.
Look, the answer's clear. The butler did it.
Oh shit. Stop looking at my D&D
does
notes.
Officer Marshall have sideburns?
Good question, I don't know. Maybe
Well,
press
does
tab
Detective
and look at the
Goodman-
court record.
Yeah. The man in the video looks like he's white too.
He's got
Well, yes,
he's got like a
the-
shawl over his head. Can't really tell.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out because, like, Detective Goodman has sideburns.
Ooh. What's this?
Woo.
A bloodstain.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know what to end. Though I don't know to what end, yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. That's cold. Alright.
Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I got my 14th do-over.
Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights
Lights
on.
off. Carry me home. Na. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth.
I am never happy.
2 years ago, you were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
You will refrain from blaming the prosecution for today.
All right. Seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Stole the detective's ID and dressed up like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. I guess he's the donor. There's way too much blood for such a small donation. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day.
Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal. I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, but it wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera.
And the detective's ID carbonara.
Carbonara.
I stole the more... I stole... what?
I have transferred.
It's infectious!
You've all caught it now.
Yes.
I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguised yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
He could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
My god, this case just keeps on going.
Oh, it gets worse, trust me.
The case that keeps on giving.
My god, it's like the endless story.
You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and then tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
How did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw
After
himself
I
at me.
eliminated everyone else.
I have murdered my way to the top. Don't tell anyone.
The car bombings are being my responsibility.
Anyway, he threw himself up at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry I had to turn out that way. Me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
Oh my god.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
Kept the murder weapon.
Love that he can just keep a knife in court, hey.
I mean, he's just trimming his beard, it's fine. So you
A
did your
knife covered
research
in
before.
blood, just touches his face with it.
Cuts himself, gets hepatitis.
It's his
Dies from-
security knife. He needs it for his anxiety.
Emotional support.
What knife?
This is emotional support knife. Fuck, I need me one of those.
So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't for live long, partner.
Don't for live long.
Don't for live long.
Don't for live long.
What even is to be for more like?
Has anyone really been as far as go want to do look more like?
I was about to say that.
Even. God, even. I didn't think it
Checkmate.
would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If I'd gone as planned, no footage would have been left.
However, you suck. You bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
Take me out back, and so you can see how much I suck. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what you're saying is, on that day...
But the blood found at the scene clearly indicates a crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So you stole the evidence from the locker.
Actually, no, I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID? Injuring a police officer? This is no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Salary cuts are ever valid situation.
Edgeworth supports poverty wages.
Yes.
Minimum
Like I
wage.
said,
I love capitalism.
Loves his
is-
wage slaves.
this isn't
All I
your
can say,
case.
just
This
buy a
one's
house, idiot.
Shut the fuck up. Good lord.
Just buy a house.
Just have the funds to buy a fucking house.
It's Mr. Wright, if you don't like renting, just buy one, you stupid.
I don't even know if I'm gonna make rent this month. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
That case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
The pee is stored in the balls.
The what? I missed
He is stored in the balls. Have I ever told you I used to know someone that thought that was an actual thing?
I'm not fucking surprised.
It was Bruno.
It was
Anyway.
Bruno.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking
Good
it was.
lord.
Anyway, Joe
Anyway.
Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is that he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
Yes, it was almost as bad as the Joe Mama case.
Almost as bad as the Steve Jobs case.
Alright. I have
You wanna
never thought
talk
to
about
make that
mamas
joke,
now.
ever.
I want to talk about mamas!
I need a minute.
Fucking got him.
I was not expecting that. Oh my god.
My favorite part about that is everyone's slowly getting the joke.
Alright. I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
We don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think is his real reason.
Nice.
I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. I had to do it to him.
Oh, god damn it.
We didn't actually look at the files, but we'll find out why. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall.
Yeah. I'm sure you heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award.
Now I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under him. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public record.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Alana Skye.
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But...
There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Fuck!
Owned. I rest my case.
Holy shit, he just teabagged you. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Edgeworth really is the kind of guy that just typed GG easy in chat.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendants...
Oh, shit.
Your Honor, wait!
Emma?
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor? In a sense.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please, I'm your biggest fan.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
How generous.
Seconds. Wrecked.
GG easy.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out that the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it, names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do on that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. It left only one thing. the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
So, did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought I should just run over here and give you guys a fresh update.
Jesus.
Guess I'm not really much of a scientific investigator after all.
Oh, Emma. Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana's gonna be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. Whenever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What can be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there?
Yes, something that when drawn will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
All this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans?
What about that piece of plywood? Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of the proof.
Jesus Christ.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in.
Put him in, coach.
This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? Grr. Ew.
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me, I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
That must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
Those are a lot of big words, Your Honor.
You've allowed so many thus far. What's the difference?
It's coming from the defense, that's the difference. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, in which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time... I'm watching you! Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
When did the first incident occur?
Which one? He plays it.
To summarize, the defense claims that
Plays it.
prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proved this.
Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence?
It's a routine.
I have to do it later, sorry.
Okay.
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card. Oh! The ID card record.
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy.
Yes. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. Besides, I prefer pipe bombs.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make any sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. You went in with 777777.
7-7.
777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP.
77777.
Find out whose ID number is 77777777.
That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor.
Shit!
7.
Ruined!
Unfortunately, I am unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present.
What? Explain yourself, son.
The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
That's ridiculous. Just how...
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? Your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes.
No, not to you. To her. Defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana?
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her fucking Christ. Of course we've looked up her her ID number, and it's not 7777777.
It's not 7 S's.
Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
The SL9 incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence?
He pointed the finger guns.
Pew, pew.
Did you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yep. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we...
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did.
Lana.
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendants! Just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
But Lana.
Even if it involved forging evidence.
Swing, swing, swing.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No!
Order! 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 Order!
Lana's
One more order.
remarks caused such a stir. Chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. Conclusion of the trial. You have to wait until the following day.
Got some more time for you.
Holy shit, what a bomb!
What a trial.
Damn.
Yeah, it gets pretty nuts.
Alright, I need a pee break. I'll be back.
All good.
You have to go, trick.
Also, for half of that, since the last break, I've been sending plush toys to Fluffy.
Lament.
I know, it's fantastic.
Yeah. We'll probably call it there, I think, because Sunfell has to have a bit
Gotta
of a
get
drive
in my
home.
motor, have a little brum brum.
Have a little brum
Little brum brum in my motor. Brum brum in my motor.
A cheeky brum brum.
But it's getting late, eh?
Or
Get out me car!
is a bit too late for me to have a night on the lash, it is, yeah.
Definitely. I gotta go in my motor.
Gotta go in my motor.
my motor.
Oh god.
Oh, vroom vroom.
Go for a little brum brum in my motor.
I just love the echo of vroom vroom.
Little
Jerry.
brum brum in my motor.
Jerry.
Are we doing a thing?
I'm gonna try and coax her down. She's currently on her throne.
Yes, but there's no video.
Hold on, give me just 1 sec. I will point my new flashy camera down so that you will only see the Jerry.
Jerry Winkle.
Jerry Pinkle. 1 moment.
Jerry.
Jim,
Jerry.
Jerry.
I think this should work. Hold on. Oh, hello. You can see my hands. Come here, Jerry. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Get your butt over here. Come on. You want a treat? I'm gonna have to go pick her up, aren't I? Come here.
You shake the bag at her.
She's just like sitting there looking at you.
I'm
like,
literally
come on,
shaking
Dad.
it.
Bring it over here. Come on.
No. Come on, you fat bitch. Get over here.
Jerry, get in your motor. Brum brum your ass over here.
Get in your bum bum. Come on.
Get in your motor.
Get in your motor. Oi, we're gonna have to start your motor. Come here. No, don't back up. You weirdo. Come here. Oh, don't whinge. Come on. Come on. You're a spectacle for my stream. Deal with it. Ah! Oh, she has sunk her claws into me. Ow! Oh, you wee bitch. Come here. Jerry. Oh, yeah, okay. Just knock my speaker over.
Walking over the keyboard.
Thank you for that, wizard.
Jerry, rebelling.
Get in the shot.
Get in this shot. Take the shot. There you go. Come on. She just hits end stream. Come on. Come on,
Watch she
sweetheart.
delete System 32.
She probably would if she could.
If she knew how, she totally would.
There you go. There you go. It's Jer Bear. Jer Bear eating our widow treats. Perfect way to end the stream. I think, I don't know if Fluffy's back yet or not. I think he said he went to pee.
He did.
He did. He fell in the toilet, yeah. Probably, that's the version
Like that
of
one
events we're
time?
going with. Like the one time he won't admit that happened.
Maybe he went for a brum brum in his motor.
Maybe he started his motor, yeah. Maybe he had a little chuff in his motor.
It's past my bedtime. I need to go to bed.
That's all good. We'll finish
That's fair.
very soon.
I need to go to bed too.
If I don't go to bed, I become a bit British.
My motor
If I
gets
stay or do I go?
my motor gets clogged. It does.
Yeah,
Right.
gotta restart the motor.
Stream light back on. There we go. Alright, cool. I'll just wait for Fluffy to get back so that he can say bye-bye with his motor. You're gonna have a vroom vroom. Or shit. I don't know. I hope... What if it's a really long pee, though?
Then
Bad.
message him.
Can't message him on the toilet. That's grotty. What if he touches his phone after he's touched his pee-pee? Then he'll get
Yeah,
PP
that's
all
his
over his
problem.
phone.
That's grotty.
That's grotty. It's so grotty. Oh my
so
god.
grotty.
Sometimes I forget that men don't sit down to pee.
Imagine if I voiced Phoenix like this.
Broomy does.
Objection. Mr. Edgeworth, where are you?
It sounds like a sometimes occasion.
Definitely no longer than 3 minutes.
Like chocolate is a sometimes food.
Chocolate is an all times food, thank you very much.
In everyday food.
I love my chocolate.
Your chocky wocky.
My chunky wonky.
Press tab to get the chocolate.
Your
West-
chocky wocky, not your chonky wonkies.
West
Actually, I'll
tab
show
to-
you the.
Press tab to open
Show-
the chungy wongies.
I'll show you. I'll put in the
I'll show you
lawyer
the dark
chat. I'll
side.
show you the chunky seal.
Chunky seal. Oh, a Zorua. Neat. Hold on. Where is Chimky Seal?
Chimky.
Chimky.
Him chimpy.
What the fuck is that octopus?
Wait, what? That should be the correct link. Hang on a second.
Why is this on my Discord?
Oh, wait, is this in the meme chat?
No, I put it up on the stream.
I thought it was funny.
That's
Okay,
pretty
sorry,
funny. Oh, cool. We're finishing up.
Oh. Wow.
Because Sunfell has to have a longish drive back, and it's kind of late.
Fair
Past
enough.
her bedtime, so yeah.
But we can reconvene next Thursday.
We definitely can, and hopefully everyone will be keen.
Everyone will come back.
Available.
I'm not going to be able to smell soup during the next stream, though.
Oh god, that is...
Can you describe the smell for us?
Oh, it smells so good.
Long have I tasted for the taste of soup whilst we stream.
Alright, that's going to be the end of the stream for today, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed.
Do you think he
Good
tastes
night,
good?
everybody.
See you in the soup kitchen.
See you in the Degeneracy channel. Thank you for joining tonight.
He
I'll
tastes
see
like
you
beer.
all possibly on fucking... I didn't even get the Zoro. What a shit night. Anyway, goodbye. I don't know. Oh, actually, I should probably raid someone, shouldn't I? Raid
Did you give
Shadow
Jared a
Legend.
treat?
I
Raid
did.
Shadow Legend.
Okay, good.
It
Just
was-
wanted to
Yes,
check.
yes.
Yeah,
yes, he
it
gave
was-
Jerry a treat.
It was while
Just
you
wanted to
were
check.
pee-peeing.
Yes.
While you were pee-poo-pooing.
Right.
It's
Where
pee
I
pee
was-
poo time.
Well, I was just shitting and coming to everywhere.
I'll just send you guys over to Killer while she's playing Apex. That'll
Ape
be
sex
it.
Leggings.
Ape sex leggings. What the fuck? That's perfect. I love it. Ape sex legging. It reminds me of that SpongeBob meme. Monkey. Monkey, go play ape sex. Ape sex legend. Alright, I'm leaving.
I'm out.
Enjoy. See you Saturday, possibly.
night.
If not Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Enjoy. Bye
Bye.
bye. 999. 999.
999999999.
Seven. 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 Seven.
Nine,
Okay.
nine.